Hello everyone, I'm Tom from Team Hotel, and so our project was to make an abandonment predictor. Sorry, our client was the Hook Group, and they run e-commerce sites such as this one, which is mybag.com, and so there's lots of visitors to these sites, and people browse through it. But then some become bored or frustrated or confused with the design of the site and leave. But if we can capture these people before they leave, then we can offer them incentives and things to try and convince them to keep on the site. And so the way we do this is looking at the path they take through our site. So looking at things like the URLs of different pages that they're going through. And we group different pages into categories. So, like we can see here that this person has started off at an index page and gone through 2 product pages, a basket page, and a search page, and that produces this string here. And we then feed in lots of historical data into our system to train it up, so it knows what abandoning paths look like and what purchasing paths look like, and then we can compare our current path in real time against this to find the chance that this particular user will purchase or abandon. And so we face some challenges during our project. The main one would be just how to cope with this large amounts of historical data, and so we tried at first to shove it all in a relational database, but we found that was just way too slow for our purposes. So instead we had to move it to an in-memory database, and then that worked for mybag.com, but when we tried to test the scalability of it, we tried it with iwantoneofthose.com, which is a much bigger site. We found that, again, we had issues with the size, so we had to do things. We tried storing the paths in tries and in byte arrays, and these didn't help. So finally we had to just flush out lots of the redundant data that we weren't using, and that helped us with that. And so once we'd, oh no, I've done that again. Once we'd once we'd, where are we? Once we'd worked through the challenges, we then did some analysis to try and work out what people like the Hook Group can do to improve their sites to make users abandon less. And so this graph just shows for various different page categories how they influence whether a user will abandon or not. We also looked at how far into a user's history do we have to examine, and so we found that looking at about their last 10 clicks is the best, gives us the best idea of what they're going to do next. And then this graph shows how the length of a user's path influences their probability of abandoning. So ideally we want a nice convincing website to have a very diagonal graph that convinces users to buy its products. We found there is some stagnation, and so we decided that these are the users who are becoming bored or frustrated, and these are the ones that we want to capture and then to give incentives to. And if those of you who used our demo in the presentation will have seen that this is when you may be offered an incentive. That's everything, so I'd just like to say thank you to the Hook Group and thank you all for listening.